Okay guys, coming back with the next in a series of what I'll be doing for some instructional videos here. Just want to do a quick overview. When you start talking about things like loan estimates and you want to start comparing things like closing costs, origination fees, charges, very good idea to compare. And this is where I come in. I can help you out with this. I have a dare to compare challenge. If you ever are rate shopping, if you ever looking for the lowest fees, if you ever want to match against anyone, I'll do that for you all day, every day. And in this respect, I just want to spend a minute and just explain what we're looking at. So here's something I did, just Googling, keep it simple, just pulling up some sample mortgage loan estimates, some things to look at, origination charges. You'll start to see things here like discount points. So when you open this up, it'll take you into some different basic definitions. What's a loan estimate? How do you estimate the closing costs? And it starts to give you a little more detail, but you got to be careful when you go on some of these sites, because some of these sites will also take you in. It's almost like a trap, I guess you could say. They're going to try to lure you in, because once you start poking around and looking at things, you're going to start to get all these different emails and phone calls from like 100 different lenders. They're going to ask you to put all the information in. So you got to be a little careful. You're better off sticking on a generic site like this, just doing random samples. So here's one I pulled up. This is something off the CFPB website. This one here is a basic loan amount, interest rate, monthly principal and interest. That's all it is. But when you start to scroll down, you'll start to see here's where the costs come into play. Here you're going to see you have some mortgage insurance. They're going to have escrows, and we'll come back to escrows later on a different series. But for right now, I just want to see what it's going to look like, what your estimated closing costs are going to be here. They're using $8,000. But more important is the breakdown. What are you paying? What are the costs? And how are they coming to those costs? So when you start looking at origination charges, that's one of the loan costs that you'll be paying. It includes the application underwriting fee. And in this case, they're also throwing in some points. Now, I'm a big fan of no points. I don't like to put points on. And one of the reasons why people do love working with me is that I do not add, I call those junk fees. I do not add any junk fees. So when you start to see points, if there's a reason for it, maybe, but not a fan. And so when you see those things, that might be the reason why they're giving you a lower rate. Sometimes you're going to see things like 1 point, 2 point, and here it's just a small 0.25 just for our sample purpose. But when you start to look at the fee breakouts, here's the itemization screen. The itemization screen is where you're going to be setting all of that in motion. You're going to see the basic processing underwriting fees. Here you have a verification fee. And when you scroll down, you'll start to see your credit. You'll start to see your appraisal fees. But one of the things that I like and I'm very proud of is that you'll notice here's one of my samples of a loan cost worksheet. There is no discount point. There are no rebates. I keep using the word junk fees. There are no junk fees. All you're paying with me is a basic processing underwriting fee, your verifications, your credit report. When you start to compare to others, you're going to start to watch for APRs. And I have a separate video I just made on this one. So here you'll see I'm doing a rate of 2.875, and you notice the APR is just about 2.9. It's only 1 point higher. The reason why is I'm not adding a lot. It's only 0.1 higher. I'm sorry, not 1 point, but 0.1. And you'll start to see that there's not a lot of fluff in there. There's not a lot of garbage in there. We're talking about just adding your basics, just adding your bare bones minimum. You're not adding any fluff or junk. And that's going to become important, because when you start to compare and you start to match side by side, you get these different worksheets. You can get an official loan estimate here. I'm just doing a random sample of a pre-application fee worksheet. I can type one of these for you anytime, 5 minutes. You send me the house you're looking at. We can do a soft touch credit pull, get you in my system. I can get you one of these in 5 minutes. You ever want to start to compare? You ever want to start to look at what are the fees? What are the breakdowns? What kind of fees are you adding? Take that, shop it around, call some of your competitors, talk to your bank, talk to your friends, see where they went. I will match against anyone for you, but I just want to see I just want you to see where I'm getting those numbers from. So let's do this. Let's wrap this one. I only got 15 seconds left. I'm going to put my information down below. 804-212-8663. That's my personal cell. With me, you get me personally every time. You're not going to get an admin or a secretary or a queue. You get me